Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
I speak for the trees.
Dire team pick.
Welcome back, guys. Another day of the game. SEA Dota here. We play Season 3, and we've only got one best of one here for you from SEA. There's one European game later tonight, and I think there's one NA game, as well as a couple of the games have been to later dates. But Trust up against TNC. Both of these teams a little bit shaky over the past couple of days. Mineski definitely took both the cleaners over the past 2 days. As they, Mineski are looking pretty damn good, but my co-caster Moppax, you've been over replays.
Reserve time.
How both of these teams have been performing. What do you think between the two?
Oh, well, I don't know. I was kind of coming into it, you know, TNC always, they're kind of one that seem hyped up a lot. They seem to have a lot of diehard fans in the community.
That's
in
me and
of, like,
Scant.
yeah, mostly like Scant. A couple other analysts, oh, you know, they go in, man, like they're such a squad, but kind of replays, I don't know, a little shaky. Both teams, as you mentioned, up pretty bad by Mineski lately, so certainly taking the top tier slot, at least for now, it seems their current I suppose right now, but I don't know, coming into this, one of the big things that I was looking for was how Chen was going to be, because from what I can gather, neither of these teams are playing with Chen. Kind of a pretty big issue meta, even after the little tweet.
I mean, we saw Mineski pick him up the other day, but that was before the little nerf he got. Both of these teams, you know, TNC, they've kind of been known for their really pocket strats, but sort of gimmicky. Like I was talking to Scant about this earlier, you know, bringing but the sort of gimmicky, abusive nature of the draft. You know, they know exactly what they want to play. They know the timings of the heroes they pick, and I feel like drafting has always been one of TNC's suits. When we saw them first kind of burst onto the scene March last year, they beat Fnatic, they, you know, MVP and stuff like that in the Corsair Gaming Arena, an SEA Cup back early last year. They were running a lot of Drow Ranger, right? That was kind of their thing. They ran Drow Ranger and no one knew how to stop it. And then people started banning Drow Ranger. We saw that at the TI5 qualifiers. Everyone just banned Drow Ranger because TNC made it so popular. But then TNC was one of the few teams that kind of ran Undying before 6.84, before Undying kind of, you know, hit that patch really hard. They knew what they could abuse, the timings of when to go in, and they were always one of these teams kind of had that kill switch, right? The reverse of a kill switch even. OG had it at the major. There was just that sudden laning phase, kind of pass play, you know, we're poking, we're prodding, and then bam, 25 minutes in, we end the game pretty much. That strike to the jugular that TNC are kind of missing here, but Trust, I mean, these guys go back years. They're really, really experienced players. I just kind of wonder, Kells on that carry role, he can find his groove again, because, you know, his Medusa, his Spectre, his AM back in the day was immense. But he hasn't found that same kind of play.
Dire team ban.
That's maybe with these Morphling picks coming out lately, that might be something that could help bring him back. And there's that Drow ban you're talking about, especially when you're coming into this first standard profit, really don't have an option there. Interested to see what kind of a role that this does take up. I know TNC probably their favorites to grab in terms of ones that aren't
10 seconds
Rupter.
remaining.
Picked them 10 out of 18 games already patch, so
5 seconds
obviously
remaining.
I'd love to be grabbing up here, but it's kind of interesting. Like with the Visage, obviously you want
reserve time.
Disruptor's a pretty good hero in terms of that 5 role, but still really valuable. And Glimpse has that nice long range, and it's not just great for to grab someone in the fight right after you're pushing objective, get that and one with the kill, but you can use it long range for even canceling like a Death Ward champ.
Dire team
the ether
banned.
lens, and all of a sudden, you know, it's global glimpse, just dragging people back and forth across the map. It's kind of weird that I'm talking about Drow Ranger and Spectre, and you know they're both banned out here. Like, okay, Drow Visage, where that you could go to. Talking to AU yesterday or the day
10
before, and I was,
seconds remaining.
talking to him about Noji, their ex-player, that's ex-Lucky. They dropped him from the team now. They've got
Dire
Winter
team pick.
and he was kind of their Drow player. And I don't know if AU was joking or not, but he was kind of saying or kind of implying that they wouldn't pick or play Drow anymore, or at least not as often before. So I guess they've got a few more strats up their sleeves. A couple of Meepo players, which honestly, that's the biggest thing for me. I really want to see this.
Oh, well. Up against the Zeus. Yeah, he's got the magic.
10 seconds remaining.
Immunity, but you know, increased magic resistance. Against the Witch Doctor, though, maybe a little bit scared. Signature.Trust, they also do have that kind of the nice thing about Witch Doctor is he's such a great
Reserve
first round
time.
support because he helps up against the potential gen pick. He's got, of course, the Death Ward, which is always a nice little physical damage, which is something you really get from a lot of,
Spirit breaker.
especially, you know, typically you're looking for that big BKB
Radiant
purchase to
team
make you
pick.
immune to so many things, and we all know these days is there's things that it seems not go through. But they are going to increase their global presence. They're banned out, so instead they're still going to be looking for that nice map Spirit Breaker, which of course is always very nice up against.
You know, this trying to kind of attribute heroes to players right now. Nature's
10
Prophet to
seconds
Sam H.
remaining.
That there's not going to be like, you know, a Beastmaster or something like
5
that with
seconds
Troll to
remaining.
come out of the off lane. So I think their supports, along with the Visage, they need that kind of initiation stun, but they start off with a
Dire
Juggernaut in the
team
second phase. Now, this could go one of two ways. Mid Juggernaut for T-Heat, he goes the Iron Talon build and he really abuses those good camps close to the Radiant mid side. They give a little bit of experience toward a support hero, which could be that Surge and get level 6 a little bit. Something they've played with, where it's like a pseudo mid jugger, like he's playing mid, but he's also like a third of the time in the jungle, and they kind of swap back and
10
forth.
seconds remaining.
But I really want some hard lockdown here. Some stop the Spirit
5
Breaker.
seconds remaining.
Really abuse the team because what guns do they have? What do they have to stop the map
Reserve
outcharging it?
time.
Yeah, it's true. You're kind of thinking, I guess the Disruptor is still there if they want to go back for that, but another reason I do actually like that Juggernaut pick is that it is something that is always looking towards for their own carry role. Obviously, Aerocopter, he's banned out here in this phase, and in terms of ones, there's not really that many left that they even tend to go for here. Like, I've seen they have the safe lane Viper a couple of times that they want to say mids.
10 seconds
Either way,
remaining.
Morphling.
to go for. But there's
Hey.
that Kel's Morphling.
Radiant
Woo!
team pick.
Oh hey, go back
Mention
to
that. Got it this patch.
was it TI1?
I think two.
Right? Yeah, it can't
Yeah.
be in TI1. TI2 Trust actually kills in the Morphling, and he honestly he was the one player on their team that was doing anything back then. You know, he was carrying games single-handedly with that Morphling, even before European teams kind of knew about it. The fact that
10
Trust
seconds
had
remaining.
followed on from Chinese team
Devourer.
up that Morphling, but
Dire
OD
team
for
back.
TNC.
Who needs lockdown? Drafting damage. I'm sure that's fine.
Follow the PPD, just back more damage. Their final pick kind of has to be a control support. Bane Elemental is out
Dire
there. The
team
Lion's a
pick.
good band. They played that the other day. The Hex and Stun could be annoying up against, and Spirit Breaker. What else could we look at?
Shadow Shaman. It's kind of lame because it's not the best range, but increases their push a little bit. Kind of synergizes with the Visage Prophet. Give Hex its nice Spirit Breaker and the Morphling plus the extended duration of a stun, like Hex into Shackle for solo picking off the Morphling. The
10
only thing is he
seconds
likes to be a little more firm than someone like Disruptor, so
Sure.
he likes to get his own Blink Dagger.
5 seconds
and
remaining.
It can be a little bit difficult with it.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Like earlier on in the draft, that the Disruptor
Radiant team pick.
better ones to go. And there's the Viper for Trust. So does this push Zeus in role, or is that gonna be that? What's going on here? Actually, is it offlane Zeus, mid
Yeah, I
Viper,
don't
safe
know.
lane Morphling?
I kind of maybe like a Zeus plus Speaker, Morphling with your top. That could kind of work.
Lots of drawing on the map. I can hear it. I can
Yeah,
hear.
I know.
I can hear all the scribbling. There's someone doing a lot of drawing on the minimap.
Remaining.
Just trying to work out matchups against OD. I don't think you want to put Morphling there.
Reserve time.
The fact that he wants to go Morph level 1 to get the extra ice damage is just down, honestly, by OD.
I think you just want to make sure your Viper is up against sense, at least in terms of their heroes.
I don't know, I kind of feel like you want to put... Like, even the Viper doesn't do great against it. That's the thing, I kind of feel like you want to put the Zeus there just to trade farm. Like, you sit back, like we used to see versus Lena days,
Right.
where Zeus doesn't contest the lane harass-wise, he just sits there and farms and allows the Lena to do whatever she wants. Never is on of dying. But then what do you do with the other heroes? Like, we've seen aggressive tri-lanes with Viper before. You could go Viper Spirit Breaker maybe, and have the Witch Morphling still up at top. You're dealing with Visage Juggernaut +1. And Visage Juggernaut alone is super scary with the Grave Chill and Spin. I'm gonna stand a chance down there.
Random Viper pick. I don't think TNC saw that one. So like, how does that? It really does all just come down to the lanes. I'm just trying to figure out like what's going to happen around the 10 minutes. That is dependent on like who you're giving the point. Oh well, my God, they picked a Chen. Well, I do believe that's the first time either of the. Okay, it looks like they did pick it once here for TN. Their second go on him in 8. And it was a loss. But, I mean, we talked about, like, how's he going to fit in the draft? Well, it means he flips the entire way, and you can grab him at the end. Value pickup.
Well, with Jab on the Zeus, Kells on the Morphling, and Mypro on the Viper. Off lane Zeus, mid Viper, and safe lane. I didn't notice until just now. I didn't have a chance to look into. They've got a stand-in on that Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Region.
10 seconds remaining.
MS-DOS. Let's see if he's good.
Yeah, time to find out. And are we getting any immediate here? I was wondering, because with the lane situation, find sometimes, alright, there's your one immediate Spirit Breaker. Like, if you are running these risky lanes, this is, like, so crucial. I get down here, you gotta figure it out, and they don't have any MS-DOS. Value TP work out. Now, that doesn't block, correct?
I am not certain.
But we'll find it.
Like, I feel like the box is here.
I mean, they've changed a while ago.
We'll find out, like, the box is, you know, some weird shape like this, and there's, you know, and it turns out to be like a horse shape or something. Dog, I don't know.
It's actually a giant frog.
Yeah. All of the trigger boxes of the camps are just actually frog shaped. Gab, what's he doing up there? On the high
30
ground?
seconds to
Radiant
battle.
Observable scouts him out. Lots of ping down. They know about the Radiant Obs that was placed over tier 1 mid. And pinged it. Radiant and Dire pinging it. Like what's going on? Everyone knows what's going on. There's just warding and vision everywhere. Teams have done a pretty good job, but I think Radiant are going to come out a little bit worse for wear in this. Sentry down already. Also D wards 1. I wonder if this will give
The
away
battle
that there's
begins.
over in the southeast part of the map.
I was meant to have.
Doesn't look like they have any sentries on the
Probably,
raid
but-
anyway.
Honestly, it's still like a wild guess. There's so many spots to ward the offlaner. It looks like this is rather comical. So it is gonna be the Viper mid, of course, and then Claire's up there just trying to what goes on here from Sam. Back.
Jab on the Zeus is not off lane.
You don't dual lane mid. I mean, we've seen some teams go like tri lane against the OD.
Night.
Bring a Zeus in. He's just kind of wandering around. Oh, is he gonna get this board? Oh, he doesn't have double.
He came in and zapped T a couple of times, but honestly, I don't know how much that does. He's actually missed out one creep from this wave. That's fine. He's got the double wave coming in. Should be able to last it decently under the tower. Kind of interesting. So they've put MS-DOS, offlane Spirit Breaker all alone. And I guess against Visage Juggernaut, that's perfectly fine. He can charge away. There's no stuns, nothing to stop him, hold him in place, so he can always escape from. Unless the Chen comes in with like a net or a centaur creep, against the Viper. The Viper is winning this with that one Zeus Zapparones. Viper, a very, very good start. 8-1, OD 3-0. Full lane domination already off to a but up at top, Sam H is just trading hits here with Feymao.
Up here. Keeping an eye on them using the tree ants. He's already been harassing them with the trees as well. And similarly, like, as long as he doesn't do a pretty bad micro with the tree ants in terms of the task, there's not that much lockdown, but level levels on Lakel's and you're going to get quick morphed into the Agi there. Not really much, like, he doesn't really have a chance of killing off the morning, I don't think. It'll kind of, it'll be a pretty big error from what we're not really expecting.
Nahas in chat, what in the actual F is this signature draft? I mean, it kind of made sense to us as the draft was progressing.
Until the Viper.
Until the Viper, yeah, exactly. And the Viper just sort of threw everything out the window. You know, we had kind of preconceived notions of where people were going, like that matchup against this matchup, this is why they're doing this. And they kind of picked this Viper and threw everyone for a loop. I mean, it's definitely a painful experience for Teehee here towards the lane. As this Zeus comes back in, about to hit level 2. They need to help the OD out, which is kind of weird to say. Who they do it with, though? It's like a 10 currently. At level 3, he'll have the double creep after this camp. Something else, though, is the Satyr and Centaur, both very low on HP. Oh, God. Close to have a hiccup. Teehee. Yeah. No regen left apart from the Fairy Fire. I guess I'll go for the bottle. I want to try and gank him up.
MS DOS got like a pull off to the side of your top, which shouldn't have been allowed, considering like Winter G small side, he was just kind of sitting there denying creeps in the lane instead of over and zoning, getting like a full wave when probably shouldn't have gotten any on it. It'll end up being 2 because of it. Nice plays by him. They did get that ward thing, just the way that they were moving. They could tell that he had something there.
Oh no!
Quite a bit out of this off lane. And of course, Sam also doing very well up top. He's actually 3rd in net worth on the main profit.
Ow. Damn well up there. I mean, the Witch Doctor hasn't been able to zone him out at all. The Nature's Prophet. Breaker's done excellently getting his levels.
Mid lane.
Oh, they got him. Oh, they got him. Teehee about to drop. He's got the Fairy Fire. Another hit is not going to secure the kill quite yet. The tick down to 5 HP. They get sent back to base, it looks like. Oh, that was close. Mouse is glitching out a little bit.
Isn't that the one that Toby smashed yesterday?
Oh, did he?
Smashed him at most yesterday.
Oh, he was in the other studio. I think it might have been the
there you
CSGO
go.
casters things.
Invisibility.
I tried to bail you.
It's definitely not my old hands.
Couldn't be bad.
My old fragile hands. Just dying here. Mid lane, the Invis Zeus. He's level 2. I'm not sure they can kill Teehee unless Cask, Witch Doctor
I've got
maybe.
4 heroes here. They're gonna do something.
Oh, the Spirit Breaker's off to the side as well. You were talking about tri-laning mid against the OD, and this is quad lane. I mean, you've seen the gif of my face when I get quad lane mid. I don't know what Teehee looks like, but I'm pretty sure it's not happy. You have 4 heroes running towards you.
Super crucial time. Are they?
Oh, now Samage is fine.
Likely.
Asking to bolt. Oh, maybe not. Lakel's is committing
They
for this
have
with
to
a
commit.
charge in. TP's the tier 1 as Winter G Wallson is here, but the first one has already happened. He'll turn to try and kill off Lakel's, but the damage just isn't there.
Oh, what a
Doss,
body blocks. Yo,
body block.
yo.
Tanked up. He's okay for now.
Your heart does not.
How did that happen? Ken came in. That's
Dire's
how.
middle
The
tower
perfect
is under
combination
attack.
of creeps, Dark Troll into Centaur. The OD takes down the Viper. Overall, that's pretty good for TNC. Like, OD gets a good, 30 seconds, a full wave of farming time, and gets into his boots. He kind of resets and swings out the lane. The status quo was Viper, Viper, Viper. And they were rotating in to completely crush the lane. Puppet dying up at top is kind of an full loss to win mid.
Heroes splitting it. Like, yeah, it was the
Dire's
first
top
blood,
tower is
but
under
the
attack.
other thing is that this was a very crucial pass, like 3 bottom lane. I suppose like 2.5 year for Raven, simply because he's in that period between before he's level 6 when the Trigger can still against just the solo Visage. Definitely still able to be in there, contest the lane, force them back a bit, maybe a rotation from the Witch Doctor. But now Raven's gonna be
Dire's
clean on
bottom
6,
tower is under
and
attack.
that's what coming down here just gets so much more much available.
Oh, they've got the hasted OD coming with the Astral. Dark Troll Yeah, they've got traps and stuns for days as the damage output from Teehee. That little bit too strong, and this lane has gone from 1 to crushed in the space of about a minute. The Viper dies twice in quick succession. It even rotates Sam H in, so they might go for the tier 1 as well on top of this.
Yeah, I'd say, let's say, into it. And he does appear to be going for the crumbs, at least with the bracer for now, but that seems to be the build, especially when you've got 10 and a Juggernaut seems good here. They had, like, Zeus is one of those heroes to look towards for stopping the push early, you know, battlefield along with the Arc Lightning. But, you know, he's kind of a support this game. He's only level 3 on Brown Boots and a Mango. Not all that much you can do here.
Not the best. Oh, Nahaz is telling me that there's a custom game that shows all of the spawn camps and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
I'm gonna check that out. Oh, that's TPN. Oh, my bro, he's sure about this. Where he throws the button right back into the OD space. It's all too late. Charge will come through onto Teehee, and it will secure them the kill, and the cast bounces back onto AU's Chen, but it's not quite enough yet. The damage output not quite there until that Maledict with a hits through. But Raven got a Mango after the spin. He can Omni slash onto someone, but they won't need it just yet for the Zeus. Wipe him down.
Radiant's top tower is under
For
attack.
2. Take the tier 1. The only downside is Lakel's is still farming on the small fling up at top.
Yeah, judging by the net worth chart, I have a we're gonna be okay with that. 5 out of the, or rather 4 out of the top 5 heroes here on side of TNC. Looking very good though. They will rotate up the slow down Lakel's a little bit, and appear to be going for his Rainbow Kill into the treads. Typically, it's the Lincoln Spear. It's okay this game. Really only gonna stop like what the Soul Assumption, Rave Chill. First shot of the first hit Omni Slash, not all that much here.
Does it still block the first hit of Wrath of Nature?
First hit?
Or when
yeah, it would hit. Yeah, if any of the Wrath of Nature.
Yeah.
Block.
I mean, there's Chen creep as well and stuff like that, but Lincoln's has always been that kind of weird item. I think we were casting a game the other day where Buffling went Lincoln's, and we're kind of wondering, you know, there's nothing great. It's going to block out. There's things like track and PA dagger or something, you know,
Yeah.
just spammable stuff. But it's always kind of been about that, you know, nice basic stat item that gives you the regen. You don't need to go for the bottle. Flip push away, farming, and it's a gateway item basically. It allows you to then continue through without going for Midas, without going for anything relatively green. Yeah, a good solid item.
Kind of a necessary evil for the hero in some ways, where you just need the regen. Obviously, all stats are just really great on him. So it's fine. You kind of come in issue where you're like, I guess you know, a lot of money, very expensive item, not exactly the cheap way item as you slows you down. But then once you start getting into blade and everything, feel survivable because you have that kind of trigger finger where, oh, my Lincoln just popped. I'm gonna fire and get out of here. It's still handy in a lot of ways. It's not the most value, you know.
Double bracer for Sam H's nature. Oh boy. Bracer treads. Honestly, he's going to be super tanky. He's like 1250 HP. Oh, nature's prophet once he has the treads finished. It's going to be insane. Looking at the Juggernaut now. Raised drum mentioned, going into that kind of basic stat build for early period of the game. The OD's initial items though is always the one that kind of piques my interest. Whether he goes for the 4th staff, you know, we've seen Orchids in my pub games in like 5 to 6 day bracket, Rod of Atos, see some Midases and things like that, you know, the old mechas come back a little bit, but with them in the team, probably go into, you know, 4th staff Atos, maybe, no, maybe BKB a bit later.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Push is real here and continuing. God, hey, Mal's only level 4. Oh, they can take all these here. Towers should be dying on this. What are they even gonna do?
Luckily, they do have the Zeus to kind of de-push this back a little bit. He has hit level 6. Got that ulti available. Roshan is here and ready for them to take if they want it. But up at top, Hells saved up about 1800 gold. Wondering, is that going to be Midas for him? Like, he's got Gloves of Haste. But he saved up past the... Like, he saved up past the point of Midas. It's kind of confusing me.
Huh. Maybe he just point honestly.
Travel.
I guess he wasn't really like over there, but maybe he's just trying to figure out like, do I have to spade or Midas? Like, do I need a Midas in order to keep the game? I'm gonna buy a Midas because we paused. So yeah, there you go.
He decided.
It's a Midas. I had to say through all my replay doing and everything, the number one thing I said was, well, I can guarantee one thing: we're gonna have a lot of pauses because teams every time
Radiant's top tower is
20
under
minutes
attack.
of pauses in total. So far, at least that's big.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, Zeus ulti. We'll scout them out over in the Roach pit. TNC looks to try and secure that Aegis, and they've done it pretty nicely here. Look from Trust is all too late. That Centaur
To the Radiant.
getting vision of them, but Roshan's gone. Aegis picked up by the OD. Now this glass cannon. Guy who doesn't have a lot of HP, doesn't have a great amount of survivability, will just run straight on in. They've caught the Zeus with a Sprout, and then they astral down into the Viper. It's going to be a double kill. They've got stuns and damage and lockdown and everything, and they're going to turn this into a big push onto the tier 3. Is this going to be like a 13-minute GG?
Warriors of the wolf.
I mean, honestly, just because both teams like aren't favoring the Chen, I can understand how it gets that far into the draft for the 5th pick. But man, that is just. Sometimes you're just like, oh well, the Chen's 0-1 and 4, but you can't do this with creeps. You can't do this without the threat of Hand of God. You know? It just made fun so easy. Mid lane so easily. It does it all.
Guys, that's a 12-minute Rax.
Got nerfed, guys.
Hey!
Middle tower is under
Well,
attack.
honestly, like I've
Rax before Magnums.
like anyone who's worth their salt has pretty much said that the Chen nerf, sure, it, like on paper, mathematically, it looks like a big nerf, right? The Hand of God, oh my god, it's back to 2 minutes cooldown at level 3. But that's not where his massive strength comes from. Early domination of lanes, kind of like the Bounty Hunter used to do in previous patches, with Wild Wings and Satyrs and stuff thrown out. Go for the farming route and go into a quick early pushing, and then you have this late game Aghanims item which allows you to take Black Dragons, which have 5 fireballs, whatever it is, the Granite Golems with 15% HP increase. Like Hand of God, fair enough, you nerfed it, but he's still an incredibly strong hero.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Prophet has got a hero with the most.
I mean, it's gone from double null blade mail to double bracer blade mail now. Just a little tweak there. Just a little tweak there, Mopax. I'm just sitting here thinking it takes me like half an hour to get to the studio right from home. I've travelled half an hour here, and it's going to be like a 15-minute game, and then I go back home again. Well, at least I've got more time to stream and play Dota on my own channel, you know. The Trust, obviously, they still have a way back into this. They've got Zeus for D-push, they've got the Morphling with the Midas, that's kind of securing late game if they can get there. I think Viper, the fact that he has, like his itemization is close to 0 at this point in comparison to the Radiant, right? He got Treads, Aquila, and nothing else. Ken has Mech, the 4-staff on OD is big. The Medallion for the Visage, they've got so much pushing potential without even mentioning Juggernaut has Battle Fury completed. So okay, you've got Midas on your Morphling, but the Juggernaut has already secured the mid game here for TNC.
I mean, Total Lead, we're closing in on that disastrous. It's almost, must be around 800-ish in terms of a lead here for TNC, and that's just. Oh, you think 500s are back from only 15. Then last tower is looking like it's gonna fall. Still no level 6 on your Witch Doctor for Warriors attempts. Great aggressive ward here, just pure vision, honestly.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah. I hope Signature learned a lot this game.
Oh, the force up at the high ground. T goes straight on in, still with the Aegis up. Try. Create this barrier, but Trust can't break through. TNC, they do get nuked down quite heavily there by Lakel's waveforming in, but that's a lot of their initiation gone. The Zeus ulti just tickles them. Sam H, the truck, and MS Darcy's deep in the middle of the action. Sam H doesn't even die. The Death Ward is down, but the Nature's Prophet will finally fall. But the damage is done. Trust lose 3, double buyback out. Try and re-engage back onto T here. Does still have the Aegis of the Immortal. Good to turn this back to fight. The charge is going through, but they've got the Astral. Cancel the charge. Try and bail themselves away. Back by the Chen. nearly got 5 Radiant Heroes in the top 5 of net worth mod packs. That's how strong TNC are right now.
Have to come up. So that will be getting on my screen here, and that was like without Omni Slash. Now it's gonna be level 11, which of course drastically you're gonna get out of it. OD can start building into that ATOS if he doesn't even already have it, does he? No, he doesn't quite yet. Full buybacks. You're putting yourself even further into the hole. Aegis. In terms of comebacks, we're talking about actual possibilities of the game. Biggest way the team back, I would say by far, is always going to be AoE. This massive AoE, wombo combo. It's the only way that you can reliably burst down a bunch of heroes that are so far ahead, is that you have to hit everything on everyone. But in a game like this, like Kiev waveform is AoE nuke. Wind up with, of course, the Thunder God's Wrath, but he's still level 6 in terms of the ultimate, not anywhere close to level 11. I just don't even know, man. There's just not that much you can do, honestly. Midas, you just gotta hope to pray that they make a big mistake side of TNC.
That's what I'm looking at right now. You know, Midas Lakels, where do you go with this? He's 100, 95 last hits, has the Midas. His net worth is 6.5k. By no means bad amount of net worth. Just the rest of his team is so far behind. Viper, lower than the Visage at this. Struggling to get into mech, they can't even catch. And they just profit up at top. And he's got enough money for a Blink dagger if he wants it. You know, Elstrom, Blink, something along those lines. A lot more damage. Even, needed drums even. And they've just got one on Juggernaut already.
I know, a lot of teams are going for this double drum thing. I don't think. Something for like, I wouldn't even mind if you just bought like a Vlad's, honestly. Buy something to go high ground, because you're looking to just end this game. I know a lot of teams like to take it slow lately, but this does look like it needs one of them to reliably walk down mid once more.
One thing they don't have anymore is that agent's on the OD, so he can't go for those ballsy full daps up onto the high ground again, but they still have the strength behind them. Heal up and push going in. Yeah, healing ward is actually dropped very early on here by Raven. Cleared out. Think about the Zeus, you know, bot lane is not pushing in. Radiant haven't actually shoved that lane in. Top lane is pushing to the Dire towards the tier 2 up at top. Waveform forward, the kills. Now this movement in, obliterated by the OD. He kind of just wanders in there with a waveform, and now their highest net worth hero is dead for 40 seconds. The rest of them will try and battle it out with the Maldic and the Death Ward. Placed down, but it's all wishy-washy. Signature.Trust, I don't think there's any way you're bursting through this sustained damage and healing from TNC at this point. To stand and take the racks. TNC, they've secured this game.
Yeah, just I mean, great play overall. I mean, drafting was a little bit questionable in terms of letting the Chen through to the end. It's understandable since they'd only picked it once in games, but still have to shore yourself up against that, and going Viper last. Oh, great call by TNC. I really like the way they executed with, I like the Mrs. Birds being used. Maximum combos up with the Astral Imprisonment, comboed up with basically any sort of like the skirt, and of course moving them up over that Witch Dog. Death Ward's ready at the end is clutch, so all around just...
Well, that's it for SEA Dota. 19 minutes and 3 seconds. Well, I'm gonna go back home. We do have a couple more.
Ride.
Yep. Get back on the bus.